So first of all, what is a dashboard? What is the need you should go for a dashboard? So once you have created your visualization, for example, if you have some requirements, right? So when you want to present something to a business people, you are not going to end up with a single visualization. So it's going to be a combination of multiple visualization you are going to create it. So there is some kind of comparison between the visualization. There should be some interactivity. So instead of representing it as a single visualizations or in the different sheets, I'm going to put everything into a single layout. So that is called as a dashboard. So it is going to be a collection of your views. So dashboards and stories both are the excellent tools for analyzing and presenting your data. So dashboard is a collection of several worksheets and supporting information shown in a single place so that you can compare and monitor variety of data simultaneously. We also have stories where you're going to arrange your worksheets in a sequential order and you're going to add some more narrations to it where you're able to convey an information in a form of a story. So dashboard is a powerful tool for mixing multiple views in a unique way. It allows us to create more interactive kind of a dashboard where we can add some global filters and action filters which will be adding more interactivity between your views. It is an excellent tool for generic views. We also have something called as actions in dashboard. So this action is something which is going to add more interactivity to the views you are presenting in the dashboard. So we have three types of actions: action filters, action highlighters, and URL actions, where you would be able to filter out the values based on different interactivity. You can link to the external web pages using the URL actions. You can also specifically highlight some values based on different types of selections. So we are going to see in detail about each and type of this action and also how to create a proper dashboard. So you have three types of actions based on a mouse over, select and menu. You also have options to show the values, clear the values, exclude the values while you are adding the actions between your dashboards and the multiple views. So this is how finally a dashboard is going to be. So let me go and explain you by creating a dashboard using a live demo. In the picture, it is a product category review. So this is how your business dashboard is going to be, correct? So you are going to have some information. So you want to present your sales dashboard. If you are presenting a sales dashboard, you will have different types of information. So you will have some information related to products. You will have some information related to revenues, customer information. So this is how we are going to present it. So let's see how to create similar kind of dashboards we have here. So I have placed category sales across the 4 years based on a continuous month. I'm going to place my category on the filters as well as region on the filters. And give the show filter option. So I have created my first view. So whatever we have studied, right, like creating a reference line, same thing only I'm doing. I'm just creating some views based out of it. So now if you see, I have created some 4 visualizations. So now we are going to put everything, instead of representing it as a separate views, let me put everything to a dashboard. So if you see here, we have option to create a new dashboard, or else you can go to the dashboard menu and click on the new dashboard. So this is a dashboard layout. So you just need to drag and drop the corresponding items into your dashboard layouts. So you can simply drag and drop the sheets, or even you can double click on the sheets. When you drag and drop, you can place it at your appropriate position. When you double click, it's going to be placed according to its own position. So representing the dashboard, presenting the dashboard is more important. So when you put a visualization to a dashboard, it should be more clear, it should be more understandable. And also the main thing is you should have a proper formatting, because the dashboard is something we are finally going to represent to our end users. So it's always better you have the proper formatting, like a border, so you can add a kind of a borders to your views. So you can even format your titles. So you can just copy the same formatting and apply to the other sheets as well. So for each sheet you are placing it on the dashboard, you have the option, you can go to the original sheet. You can duplicate the sheets. The fit is used to fit either a standard size, fit with the entire view or something. So you can either show the title or remove the title. Same for captions. If you need, you can show the legend, else you can remove the legend. If you want to add some filters from here, then you would be able to add the filters. So it's both is going to be vice versa. Whatever you do on your dashboards reflected on your sheets, whatever you do on the sheets, it would be reflected on your dashboards. So you have a highlighting option, creating parameter option. You have fixed or a floating. You can make the objects either fixed or floating. Floating, you would be able to move the objects free anywhere. fixed, it's fixed at the particular position. So you can go to your dashboard menu to add the dashboard title. I created the same dashboard which I have shown in my PPT so that you will have a better understanding. But when you people have to practice, you can use a different dataset. Already some datasets have been available in your modules. You can pick up those datasets and you can create your dashboard. So I'm going to format my title. So now we have created some visualization and we have created a dashboard. We have placed the visualization. We also added some formatting stuffs to your dashboard. So the next thing is when you are adding a filter, or your dashboard should be more interactive. If you see here in this, most of the things are related. So when you represent a dashboard, you are going to represent only based on some particular requirement. So all the views are somehow related. In that case is when you are creating a filter. For example, I have this region level filter, right? So when I select a central, only this view is being affected because the filter belongs to this particular view. But when you are presenting as a dashboard, there should be some connectivity, there should be some comparison between the views you are putting it in a dashboard. So that is the real purpose of a dashboard you are creating, or that is the real meaning of the dashboard you are creating. So always when you are going to place a filter in a dashboard, go for a global filters instead of going for a standalone filters. Okay, so I have already told you in my previous videos how to create the global filters. So you can click here, filter properties, apply to worksheets. So we have used only single data source, so you can go for the option all using this data source. So now what happens if you see all the 4 views is representing only the data related to central. So if I choose eastern, so all the 4 views are giving me the information only to eastern region. So when you add a filter, how long it's going to be global, so you had more interactivity to your dashboards. It is, you are fetching a way to compare between the views easily. So most of the dashboard, so see, region filter can be added as a common filter. See, I have a date filter here. Okay, this date filter can belongs to a particular view. So you can have standalone filters, but when you have some very specific filters which you can make it global, which will help you to compare across the different views, always go for the global filter. So this is one way where you can add more interactivity to your dashboards. The next thing, we talked about actions, right? So dashboard, you have something called actions. So these actions are going to add more interactivity to your dashboards. So you have 3 types of actions: filter, highlight, URL. Filter is something which is going to filter out the values. Actions can be created between different views in a single dashboard, or within multiple dashboards, or within even 2 sheets, or within a sheet and a dashboard. So you can perform the actions between anything. So when you create an action, so it's going to hold the values like action set. So we already discussed about a set, right? Similarly, it is going to hold a value. So action set is something which is automatically created based on the actions. So here I'm going to create an action filter. So you can select your source and target. As I said, your source and target can be views within a single dashboard, or it can be a multiple dashboards, or it can be within a dashboard and a sheet or anything. So you have 3 mouse over actions. That is based on which action the action needs to take place, when you're mouse hovering or when you're selecting or a menu. Let me show you select, and I'm going to choose my source as rank by discount and target as other 3, show all values and give OK. So let's see what happens now. So this is my source, right? So whatever country I select here, corresponding values get filtered out in my other sheets. If you see now, all the sheets are showing the information related to this present state. So what all the sheets are going to show information related to North Dakota. So this is the main purpose of action. If you see, this is adding more interactivity to your dashboards. So by adding action filter, you are easily interacting or comparing between the different views within a single dashboard. So when you click outside of the view, you would be able to return to your reset position. So actions, second type is a highlighting. Highlighting just highlight the values. So now we'll go for mouse over, subcategory, and others as mouse over. So when you just mouse over, you could see some values has been selecting. So this is highlighting option. And third action is something based on URL where you can link to the external web pages. If you see, I have a state map here, right? So when I want to add a, for example, so I'm copying the Wikipedia URL and I'm going to place it. Go to dashboard, actions, add action, URL action menu. Here I place the URL, and instead of one state, let me link the state field here. Okay, and you can so I'm showing all three action: mouse over, select. Now it is menu. So go to the URL. So now if you see what happens, whatever state you are selecting, you have that menu option which will take you to the external web pages. So this is your third action. So you can add your actions based on filters which will filter out the values, and you can add the action based on highlighting, will just highlight the values, and URL which will link you to your third party URLs. So actions are something which is going to add more interactivity to your dashboards. So we also have size, three different sizes: fixed size, automatic range. Fixed size will allow you to specify the fixed width and height of your dashboard. So when you're creating a dashboard, you should be very clear about the purpose of the dashboard it has been created for. So whether we are going to use the dashboard to print it, or going to just view it in a browser or a desktop version or a laptop version, or embedding in a web page or a blog, use it for a story. According to the purposes, your dashboard size will vary. So we should be very clear about the purpose when we are going for the fixed size, and you have to specify the length and width of your dashboard. You can also go by range, which will specify the maximum to minimum height and width. According to that, your dashboard would be designed. If you're not very sure about the purpose of the dashboard or the size, always go by automatic, because automatic adjusts the size of the dashboard according to the purpose or according to the device. From Tableau version 10 onwards, we also have an option to device preview option. So what happens is, see, when you are in a fixed size, you are building a dashboard with a specific width and height. If you don't know the purpose, or if you don't know what device your end user are going to use it, always use this device preview option. See, in case if I am designing a dashboard with this particular size, if I am viewing it in a tablet, some sheets is being cutting off. What if I am going to view it in a mobile? So still, most of the things, the purpose of the dashboard is a going ways, because I could see only this thing in a mobile. So when you are going by a fixed size, be clear with the specific device or a specific purpose the dashboard is going to be used. Else always go by automatic. Automatic will adjust the size of the dashboard according to the device or the purposes. So in the device preview option, you have different devices options, and it will also give you a preview how your dashboard is going to be look alike in that particular device. As I said, you can also add actions between different dashboards also. For example, if I am creating a one more dashboard, So you can also create your actions between multiple dashboards. So dashboard 1, here it can be dashboard 2, and you can select the option. So what happens is, so it will also take you to your second dashboard. So always when you are designing a dashboard, you have to follow some best practices. So according to that best practices, if you design a dashboard, you will always end up with a great business dashboard, which is easy for us to present, and also from the end user perspective, it is easy to understand about the dashboard.
I'm sure you enjoyed learning from this video. Please like the video, and if you have any doubts regarding this video, please comment us in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more such informative videos. Do look out for other related videos in our playlist. For more information, visit our website now. Keep learning with IntelliPat.